Jump and just go! Get out your way! Jump and just go! Jump and just go! Get out your way! Jump and just go! Jump and just go! Squat down! Squat down! Jump! Down! Jump! Down! Jump! Down! Jump! Hurry up! Hurry up! Get down! Hurry up! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down! You all the way down!
I said squat down! Squat down all the way!
My opinion as a lawyer about the boot camps are that many of the boot camps operate under the guise of discipline and rehabilitation, yet their practices often lead to severe physical and psychological harm. The lack of regulation and oversight has contributed to cases of abuse, neglect, and even fatalities. These incidents highlight the urgent need for legal intervention and reforms to ensure safety and accountability in the boot camps. Well, there are several legal avenues to address these issues. Firstly, strict licensing and regulatory framework should be enforced to ensure that boot camps adhere to human and ethical standards. Government should implement mandatory inspection, independent supervisory committees to monitor their operations. Secondly, legal accountability must be established. Bootcamp staff members involved in such abuse should face criminal prosecution, and bootcamps that violate regulations should be shut down. Additionally, there should be clear legal avenues for the victims and their families to seek justice, including civil lawsuit and compensation for damages. The most critical change includes the introduction of comprehensive child protection laws that explicitly cover boot camps and similar institutions. International human rights standards should guide these policies to ensure that no individual, especially minors, is subjected to inhuman treatment. Furthermore, whistleblower protection should be strengthened so that staff or former participant can report abuses without fear of retaliation. Public awareness campaigns should also be launched to inform families about the risk associated with unregulated boot camps. This is a complex question. While some boot camps may offer positive rehabilitative program, the risk associated with unregulated institutions are far too high. The priority should be on stringent legal reforms, and supervision. If a boot camp cannot operate within the boundaries of human rights and legal ethic, then it should not be allowed to function. Alternative rehabilitation program that focus on counseling, education, and community support should be encouraged instead. Yes, it is crucial for the society to recognize that discipline and rehabilitation should never come at the expense of human dignity and safety. Families must do thorough research before enrolling their loved ones in any of these programs. Policymakers must take urgent legal action to prevent any further tragedies. We all have a role to play in ensuring safety and dignity in the boot camps.
My son attended Robert Land Academy in 2010. I forced my son to join here because he used to be wayward, child ever. He made 13 babysitters quit in a span of just 5 years. So I wanted to teach my son some discipline. Usually the parents don't know what really happens in RLA. As a parent, you will be allowed to visit on average once a month. During this time, you will see the school under its best behavior, all of the troublesome behavior hidden. But in reality, your child will be bullied by staff. My son was given 45 minutes of physical exercise to do in front of classmates, and he had to chant just for making a squeaking sound while getting up from his chair. Sometimes, as a form of punishment, they do arm bars and twisting kids' arms with restraint and then putting their whole body weight on the child if they did not do everything like they have been asked to do. The staff regularly brought up the deaths of Matt Toppy and Christopher Brown as a reminder not to run away. Multiple times they showed off Major Gibson's dog Shadow's ability to find and capture runaway children. Well, that's the thing I couldn't. As I said, we were only allowed to visit once a month, and during the first few visits, I did not really believe whatever my son said because I thought it was just a way for him being tired of discipline. Like for example, he did not like getting up early in the morning, but here they made sure you were up by sharp 5. Later on, I noticed bruises all round his body, which again I thought was just marks made when he fell or something. But then the bruises kept getting worse, and the things my son was telling me was linking. So I did some research and found that there were other people who faced this, and my son was telling the truth all along. Tears rolled down my eyes knowing this. I took my son out of that place at the earliest. He went through depression and took years to completely come out of it. I had reported this, but I guess they had more money and better lawyers, so the case was dismissed due to lack of evidence. So I personally could not handle it, but I remember when my son had tried standing up for himself, questioning why he was to be punished unreasonably, which he had to face the consequences for that in ways I would not like to disclose right now. If you are a parent, please do some research. Your child may need the support that a school like this will provide, such as discipline and decorum, but you need to be very certain of the position you are putting them in. Some parents send their children here and don't know they were fed a lie. They convince them it was the only way that they could have fixed everything. They still believe this nonsense, not aware of the trauma their child went through.
My name is Julius Ashley Sukeña, and I'm from the Philippines. I've been a teacher here in Dubai since 2011. I've been a teacher since 1999, and I've been a teacher of this subject, global perspectives, for more than 10 years. Yeah, this topic is really, for me, I'm quite surprised that a certain group of students investigated on the topics as very specific as boot camps. For me, I think this is a very important topic to talk about. And after listening to the presentations, after looking at the project outcomes of these students in their group, it changed the way I look at boot camps after looking at the statistics and the figures showing that boot camps have certain goals and certain intention that can help the students in the whole program, but there's also a big security risk and safety risk in that. So I felt that I was a little bit scared personally after knowing that these things in their project have shown the case studies. This had happened already, and it could happen possibly. Yes, if the organization or the provider of the bootcamp has already proven their credibility, has already proven their competence in ensuring that they are going to deliver the program, number one, because of safety. That have already the name for being safe. They're doing all the risk assessments before that, and they are not known for any injury or incidents that like what I have seen in the project of the students. No is the opposite of that. No, for me, if the boot camp provider is not yet an established and not yet a credible and reliable source. Okay, so boot camp, I'm going to encourage parents to send their children to boot camps if they are confident with that. But if they are not confident with that, then maybe they can think about other options, like maybe send their children to some camps, which is more of a day-to-day basis or certainly like half day. Then after that, after the program, they go home and then they go back to their families and then go back again the next day, because camps are shorter, but there's still there's still supervision of parents because they're still going home with their parents. And compared to boot camps that for a certain long period of days or camps, they will just be staying there without the supervision of their parents.